So this Sunday is AEW Forbidden Door, and it's not feeling so forbidden this year. Only a bit of a handful of New Japan, Stardom and CMLL wrestlers are actually on this show. And yeah, I was expecting a bit more, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case. I assume in the women's Owen that Suri was supposed to get to the final, not my world maybe, but yeah, it doesn't feel as important as it has done in previous years, and I'm not a fan of where they're going to main event again this year, but we'll get into that in due time. But for now, we will go through each match one by one. I'll give my predictions as to why, and yeah, these are my predictions for Forbidden Door 2026. So starting off with, of course, the buy-in, where I don't normally do predictions, but as they've announced the match, I thought, why not? And we have Divine Dominion taking on, or defending against, Thunder Rosa and Olympia from CMML. I think that's how they say it, Olympia. It was originally, I thought it was just going to be left as a mystery opponent, and then they just announced who it was, which fair enough. But I can't see Divine Dominion losing the titles here, especially not to a very put-together tag team for Thunder Rosa. It's just a reason to get some CMML talent on the card. But yeah, so I don't think there's any kind of threat of a team to Divine Dominion right now, and if they're going to lose the titles, it'll be built up better than this. So yeah, I'm going to go with Divine Dominion to retain here. Starting off with the World Tag Team Championship match, where Christian Cage and Adam Copeland are defending against the Dogs in a match that, I mean, for me it's very predictable. As much as I would love to see the Dogs win the belts here, basically because I don't want Cage and Copeland to be champions. It's very simple that they are going to retain here. Yeah, I mean, I can't see it going anywhere there. I can't see them losing the titles quite yet. We know the dream match with the Young Bucks is going to be pretty much around the corner. If not, they'll probably do it all in. So yeah, it makes sense they keep the titles to at least all in, where they might lose them to the Bucks, so they might lose them back to FTR, who are apparently taking a break, which is interesting. They announced it on social media, which, no, fair enough. They have been going quite strongly for the past few years. But yeah, I think it's too early to be taking the titles off Cage and Copeland. They could have quite easily got a New Japan tag team in here to challenge them, and it would have been the same result. But they've gone with the Dogs instead, which is fine. I think it'll be a decent match, probably not one of the better ones on the card. But yeah, I can't see Kim and Cage losing the titles here. Following that, we have Shota Umino defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship against Pac in a bit of a grudge match within the Death Riders. The Death Riders don't want Shota in the group anymore because he's too weak, or too babyface, I assume. I've kind of dropped off trying to follow New Japan because it's really difficult to do in the UK. But yeah, for me, I can't see them doing a title change on this card from New Japan to AEW. I know that Andrade only recently had the Global Heavyweight Championship, so I know that Shota Umino has only just won it very, very recently. So I don't think he's going to lose title here. I think it's going to be, they might do something else, maybe on a Dynamite or a Collision, like in a few months' time or something, where they have Shota face Jon Moxley, or maybe they do it on a New Japan show. But it feels like, obviously, the big match here is Umino versus Moxley. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of the better matches, though I don't rate Umino quite as much as other people do. But I can't see him losing the title here. Speaking of Jon Moxley, he is defending the Continental Championship against Bandido in what is a match I'm very much looking forward to from a personal preference point of view. Moxley is my favourite guy in AEW. Bandido is someone I just love to watch. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, I would say. So this match is hopefully going to be absolutely fantastic. But I think if they're going to have Jon Moxley lose the Continental Championship, I think they're going to do it in a more built-up way. Therefore, I do think he is going to retain the championship here. But for me, this match is less about the result and more about the in-ring action. And this is going to be arguably one of the best matches on the night, in my opinion. But Moxley will be the Continental Champion at the end of the night. Following that, we have a triple threat tag team match where the Young Bucks are taking on El Sky team, which is Mystico and Mascara Dorada, who are also taking on Unbound Company or Corporation, which is Shingo Takagi and Titan from CMML. And yeah, I think it's going to be a decent little tag match. I'm hoping they kind of break this one down very quickly and they just kind of do whatever they want. There's no often tagging in and out as much as like we see in other triple threat tag team matches, but this one could be a very exciting tag team match just to have in the middle of the card. But I think with the Young Bucks heading towards Cage and Copeland at any time now, they're going to get the win here. It just makes the most sense. Maybe they give it to El Sky team, but yeah, I just personally, as soon as they announced the match, I went, yep, Young Bucks get the win, and that's what I'm going to stick with. After that, we have the Owen Hart Tournament Finals for the women, where Mercedes Moné is taking on a surprise finalist in Maya World. Now, yes, I assumed Athena was going to get to the final like throughout the whole tournament. I thought she was an absolute lock, especially when, if you look at her side of the card, it kind of felt like it was going that way. And then Mercedes Moné took the spot of Willow Nightingale, who unfortunately got injured. And yeah, it made sense that then Mercedes would make the final as well, but I was a bit more heading towards Athena if she was going to get to the final, but unfortunately that was not the case. We got Maya World instead. So yeah, very simple prediction for me, which is Mercedes Moné wins this tournament again, goes on to All In to maybe face Tekla. Now we do have redemption between Forbidden Door and All In for a title change to happen, which I'm kind of hoping for, because Mercedes versus Tekla isn't as intriguing as maybe some of the women's matches we could get on the card. But then I also don't know who I'd give the title to, as Tekla's beaten pretty much the entire main event scene of the women's division and did it mostly at Double or Nothing. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the redemption match is for Tekla, to see if she loses the title there, but I'm not that bothered about Tekla versus Mercedes Moné, but I do have Mercedes winning the Owen Hart tournament and beating Maya World at Forbidden Door. And on the flip side of things, we have the men's Owen Hart tournament final with one match that I think could be match of the year, let alone match of the night, which is Swerve Strickland taking on Will Ospreay. And I have had Will Ospreay to win this tournament since the beginning. I am not changing my mind now. I have Will Ospreay winning this tournament and going to All In to face the AEW World Champion, and then probably going on to beat the AEW World Champion and become champion at Wembley. So yeah, very simple for me. I have Ospreay. I've always had Ospreay. I'm never not going to back Ospreay. Now, the thing is that will he be match of the night? I hope so. I really do hope so. Will Ospreay has an incredible record of having fantastic matches at Forbidden Door. 3 years ago, we all remember Ospreay versus Omega. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be just as good, hopefully. I really hope it's just as good. And I think it'll be better than the match they had 2 years ago at Forbidden Door. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see this one go down. It's probably the one I'm most excited about, and yeah, I've got Ospreay to get the win. Following that, we have Tekla defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Starlight Kid. Now, I know a great load of nothing about Starlight Kid. I don't know whether this is a good representative against the evil that is Tekla in defense of Stardom as a whole. I don't really know many wrestlers that are over in Stardom, to be fair, and yeah, it is what it is. I mean, for me, I don't think Tekla's losing the title here. I think she's going to continue on as AEW Women's World Champion. Do I think it'll be a good match? I don't know. I don't know enough about Starlight Kid. I assume that she is at a top level because she's challenging Tekla for the World Championship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Starlight Kid is like and all that kind of stuff, but I can't see her winning the title here. I think Tekla will retain. On that, we have the match which is for the wrestling purists out there. We have Kenny Omega taking on Zack Sabre Jr., the best that Canada has to offer versus the best that the UK has to offer, ish on both accounts. But yeah, this is going to be a great match. I mean, they would be going out of their way to have a bad match, wouldn't they, really? I mean, Omega, yes, isn't the wrestler he once was, but he's up on good matches. We saw that on multiple occasions since he came back from his diverticulitis time away. And Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. Some people are going to absolutely adore this match no matter what happens in it. But yeah, actually, for a bit of a surprise, I have Zack Sabre Jr. getting the win here. I feel like this would help Kenny's arc of kind of coming back from lower down the card back to the World Championship again. Do I think he's going to be facing MJF at Redemption? I really hope not. I would much rather see the Bucks and Kenny come back together and going nicely into the trios division, out of the main event scenes, out of the tag team title scenes, and kind of go and run that division instead. But I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, but I wish that would happen. But I feel like a win for Zack Sabre Jr. actually would be better off, because he's talked multiple times about wanting to win the AEW World Championship, and beating Kenny Omega is a very good place to start with doing that. And I think, and you'll see in a couple of weeks-ish, I'm doing my all-in card I'd like to see video, and you'll see a bit of a surprise match for Zack Sabre Jr. there. So do subscribe and look out for that video coming up soon. But yeah, for me, I am backing Zack Sabre Jr. to get the win here. I feel like Kenny Omega would be better kind of taking a few losses and helping a few more people get up to the level of MJF where they can be challenging for the World Championship rather than him being in that position instead. So yeah, I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. to get the win here. Finally, because we just can't think of anyone to put in the main event against MJF, so we're just going to throw everyone in the main event. We have Team DC MJF, or Don Callis and family and MJF, which is, now I will have to look up the screen to remember everyone that's in the teams, but we have MJF, Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, Andrade, Jake Doyle and Kevin Knight taking on the team of Mark Briscoe and the Conglomeration and others, which is Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Kazuchika Takeshita and Darby Allin. Now, first off, MJF's team is so much stronger than Briscoe's team. However, I mean, putting it in a steel cage, I understand. Like, I know where the thought is with it being people absolutely loved the 12-man cage last year at Forbidden Door, so I understand wanting to repeat that. Personally, I don't feel like it's very necessary. We could have quite easily given MJF a regular run-of-the-mill title defense against Andrade, who's due a title match. We could have done Takeshita versus Fletcher. Okada could have found his way onto the card at some place. He could have even faced MJF instead of Andrade, which would have made his frustrations even more like of a story within the Don Callis family. But it's fine. The issue is that I didn't massively enjoy the 12-man cage last year, so I'm worried that now there's less of a story for it, that I'm not going to enjoy this one either. But I want to be proven wrong. Hopefully this can be a fantastic match. As far as the winner goes, I'm going with Team Briscoe to get the win. I know that as I said, Team MJF is a lot stronger, and I truly believe that, but they're going to want a big world title match for the Beach Break show that's a couple of weeks after Forbidden Door. And I think the easiest way to go is MJF versus Briscoe. I'm not best pleased about it. The Don Callis family and all those members taking a loss, as well as MJF, doesn't look great on a pay-per-view. But it's one of those stories, isn't it? The babyface, especially one like Mark Briscoe, where he's got the people behind him. He was the last person to pin MJF, like on a pay-per-view, I believe, back at All Out. So yeah, I mean, no, it was probably Darby Allin. No, it wasn't. I don't know. It was just one of the last people to pin MJF was Mark Briscoe. So yeah, it makes sense that he gets the title match eventually. Do I think he's going to win that title match? Of course I don't. It's Mark Briscoe. He's a bum. But I do think he wins the pay-per-view match. I think maybe they do it as Takeshita pins Kyle Fletcher or something like that. I don't think it's going to be between MJF and Briscoe, because MJF will then feel let down by the Don Callis family, which will then heighten stories between MJF and Kevin Knight, MJF and Andrade, MJF and Okada maybe. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. But unfortunately, as much as I don't want them to win, I do think Team Briscoe gets a win here, and he gets his title match at Beach Break. So those are my predictions for AEW Forbidden Door 2026. Do put down in the comments below what your predictions are, what you think of the show. Do you think any more matches will be added? I did hear that Sky Blue's qualification match into Survival Fittest is on the pre-show, or the buy-in, but I can't remember who it's against, so I just didn't predict it. But I assume Sky Blue will get in because it's against somebody from Stardom. Yeah, as far as content goes, there's lots on the channel. Over the last 2 days, I've done my predictions for Night of Champions and Great American Bash. Tomorrow, we see the return of TNA to the channel. I'll be covering TNA event, not like TNA pay-per-views and plus specials going forward. And that starts tomorrow with the predictions for Slammiversary. I can't imagine that's going to get many views, I'm not going to lie. People are really falling off with TNA again, and then it's kind of understandable because they're messing things around like a lot. Also on the channel is my 2006 year review of WWE, as called the Retrospective, as well as lots of other stuff. A SummerSlam card I'd like to see is on the channel as well. And yeah, also this weekend there will be my top 10 matches from Forbidden Door pay-per-views and my top 10 matches from Night/Clash of Champions events. So do look out from Canada. Do look out for those on the channel on Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.